We've talked throughout this series about how the biggest pain point for C-level executives has been the crippling uncertainty under which they've been having to operate since the pandemic hit back in March. And it's stretching on longer than any of us ever thought. And we've advised you that the best way to engage with C-level executives is to help them close that uncertainty gap in any way you can, whether it's by offering a piece of research, best practices from other customers, or even one of your solutions. Now, in order to do this effectively, you have to stay up with the ever-shifting priorities of C-level executives, and they are shifting quickly as we continue to struggle through this pandemic. Now, the best way to keep up with what they're saying and doing and their changing priorities is to read their earnings call transcripts. Now, this is with public companies, of course, and we at Boardroom Insiders read earnings transcripts all day long. So I thought I'd offer you some tips and best practice on how we stay on top of all of this information. So the first thing you need to know is when the earnings calls for your key accounts are happening. And these dates tend to shift around a little bit. So what we do is we subscribe to Earnings Whispers on Twitter. And every Sunday night, they post a schedule for the upcoming earnings calls for the week. So you can make sure that you jump on those for your key accounts quickly. Secondly, you can set up a free account at seekingalpha.com where you can access the latest earnings call transcript so you can read it. You don't actually have to sit in on the call. At Boardroom Insiders, we maintain a dedicated team of people to do this. Now, we're going through 500 or more every cycle. You may not have that many to do, so you might be able to maintain a smaller team. But the point is you need somebody who's in charge of staying on top of these transcripts and reading through them. And that person or people need to have tremendous business acumen. They need to be able to scan those transcripts quickly and pull out what's important when an executive is talking about strategic priorities or initiatives or what they're going to be spending their budgets on. And those people also need to be able to connect the dots back to what your company is selling and offering and really highlight those sales triggers for your team. And how we do that is we use a dedicated Slack channel. So if one of our earnings call reviewers sees something in one of our customers' earnings calls that has to do with enterprise sales or C-suite selling, which are sales triggers for us, they drop that into that dedicated Slack channel and they tag the account rep so they can quickly contact their customer and have a business conversation about what we heard. And so that's basically it. That's what we do. And I want to remind you that we do this for hundreds of companies in the Fortune 1 through the Fortune 1000 so that you don't have to. But I just wanted you to have that information in case you're not a Boardroom Insiders customer and you're starting out with an ABM program or an executive engagement program. I want to make you aware how powerful those earnings call transcripts are and how many valuable nuggets of information there are in there that can help you start a business conversation with the C-suite. I hope that's helpful. And until next time, thank you for listening.